now it's got only one option. Obviously, it's got one potential opponent, which would be a Taiho, as well as itself. And against the Taiho, things get interesting because Taiho has multiple loadouts that the commander can choose. Hey, it's working! Alright. So, this is Avenge December 7th, which is kind of an interesting name, especially considering the ship that he's in. And like I was saying, yeah, so there's some things about the ship that have changed. Oh, naked? Dude, why are you naked? Don't be naked. Come on. There we go. I'm getting more accustomed to using the replay controls on the keyboard, and I find that it kind of helps just a little bit. The stuff. So yeah, no camo, credit reduction flag, fire chance, which I don't think you really need in this ship. Credit gain, and if you're grinding the ship, man, look into getting a one of the camos on it. All right, let's see if I can get what is happening here. We're in a continual spin. Here we go. There we go. Alright, now we can get down. Whoop. And we'll catch some of the planes as they take off. Because in my opinion, that's what makes this ship look awesome. There we go. Now we just need some planes. And he's turning into there. Gonna get some backlit shots. Oh well. Here we go. Plane sex. I love aircraft carriers. I love looking at the planes as they take off, all that good stuff. Ah, there we go. And I love the detail on the modeling too. I mean, look at that. Look how awesome that looks, man. I mean, hats off to Wargaming for putting this beautiful model together. It's just wow. Bet you never thought the game looked like this, huh? Alright, so with that, now let's go and alright, I think. Are we? Okay, now we're looking at this guy's December 7th view. Hello Muse, how's it going? I'm in here, I think this is the fire chance and flooding option. But, I mean, so, let's talk about one thing too. Essex has the ability to mount the AP bombs. It starts with the Midway, or sorry, it starts with the Lexington, Essex, and then Midway, and launch AP bombs instead of HE bombs. These are the HE, high explosive bombs. HE bombs are great for destroying, for starting fires, damage over time, that sort of thing. They're pretty good against enemy destroyers, and in this case here we've got a couple, but they're okay. Some people swear by these AP bombers because they can nuke cruisers like crazy. So that's one thing that you could do. You don't have to. Personally, I would probably stick with HE bombs too, but I guess I'm old-fashioned. So let's take a look. You are top tier. Congratulations. You are up against another Essex class, so you're going to have the same kind of loadout, although they might be running AP bombs. As far as the battleships are concerned, North Carolina's got strong anti-air. The Amagi can have strong AA if it's spec'd for it. Same thing with the Frederick. The Hood is probably going to have defensive fire and strong anti-air. The Nelson will not. So I would be thinking the Nelson would be a great target to bomb, assuming he's not protected. The problem is you've got division up with Hood, so you'd expect to see these two guys moving around together. You've got a Cleveland, which is pretty much a no-fly zone, so as soon as you see that guy, get your fighters gone, get your fighters away. Charles Martel, whatever. Fiji, whatever. And Miyoko, I mean, Charles and Miyoko could have defensive fire, but otherwise, whatever. Your team, you've got a Kutuzov, which is great for anti-air. Missouri also great for anti-air. Turbines Bismarck if spec'd, and all that good stuff, so whatever. Alright, let's move on. Yeah, this is with no mods, so we are playing this completely vanilla. That being said, there's always the possibility that our player is using a zoom out mod. That is, I know, pretty common for carrier pilots to have that like kind of farther back viewpoint so they can, you know, do their thing. Okay, now we just saw a fighter kind of dip over by A and move away. Akatsuki's over at C, so if I were you, I'd be taking this fighter and I'd be putting it right over that Akatsuki. I want to see what's going on. I want to control vision. So one fighter over A, one fighter over C. Bombers, it looks like you have them escorting a battleship, probably the Missouri. I'd steer clear of doing that because what typically happens is they make this gigantic wide arc. And in the process of doing that, they totally wander into enemy anti-air. Nice strafe, by the way. You did a head-on strafe, and another strafe coming through. Here's where you have the ability to counter strafe into them, which looks like you maybe did. No, hard to tell. I think he just lost some fighters from the Indianapolis. But yeah, you need to find this Akatsuki, especially with the Tirpitz and Bismarck over here. This Akatsuki needs to disappear. Now you've won the air war initially, but you have to be careful because the fighter that's left is keeping over stuff. See, there's that Akatsuki. You should be helping your team provide vision for him. And there's no point in putting your bombers this way. You've got a Cleveland over here. So what are you going to do with your bombers? If I were you, I'd put the bombers over here. Bomb the Akatsuki. You know that nobody's going to really defend him. Here comes another strafe. Good strafe. This guy. Oh man, he saw what was happening. He tried to move his fighters out of the way in time and couldn't do it. And as a result, he actually moved his fighters into your strafe path. And then back out again. Oops. I hate strafing. See? Look, you just found the Cleveland. What are you going to do? Bomb them? Good luck. Yeah, see, there you go. Now, it looks like you're gonna just ram your bombers right through. I don't like this. There's an awful lot of defense here. I think it's silly to jump through, and you should, if anything, just bomb the freaking destroyer. And by the time your planes get there, they're losing an awful lot. I don't like this. You got two fires, and you caused a flood. And the thing is, since you put all the ships in at once... Oh, actually, you hit the destroyer, I think. But, yeah, I mean, he's just going to DCP the fires. If you want to do HE bombs, you'd want to do what's called damage over time, which means you set a fire, you wait for them to DCP, repair their fire, and then you wait for the cooldown to end. Generally, I rule of thumb wait 10 seconds unless it's a United States ship, in which case I'll wait about 20 seconds. And then you bomb them again. Get them on fire again, that fire sticks. And then you do massive damage. What you did right now was basically destroyed a bunch of his anti-air, some of his secondaries, and you made him pop his damage control party, which, okay, if other people, you know, other people set him on fire, great, but you're dependent on your team now to do that for you. That Akatsuki is still alive. It should have been dead a long time ago. Here comes a strafe. Not bad. So you're pretty good at strafing. Probably better than I am, to be honest, at this stuff. I hate strafing. Did I say that already? I like how you're moving your carrier, by the way. It's not just stationary like an airfield. You see a lot of players doing that. But, yeah, you gotta figure out where this Akatsuki is. You gotta make it so that it's safe for your team to push up. Because what... he wisened up to that strafe there. Because what's gonna happen... And, yep, as predicted, Hood and Nelson are together. What's gonna happen is you're gonna see... Oh, wow. Wow. You know, this guy is going to just torp the crap out of all of your battleships and stuff over here, so you kind of have to need to try to protect them. The enemy team is continuing to push around ACAP, which is typical. Missouri's in a very strong defensive position, but he can't last forever. There's the Xian Yang. That would be a good target to spot continuously and maybe even drop some bombs on. What do you want? My cat wants attention. Okay, come here. Okay. Congrats on your wither, Sea Bear. And see what I mean? The Akatsuki has already taken a victim now. It's taken out one of the battleships. And that's on you, man. I mean, like I said, you're doing a great job of winning the air war. I mean, you are just completely dominating his fighters, which is great. But I think your use of the bombers, I think you need to work on that a bit. Linux, a way to control how fast the free cam moves? No, I don't believe so. It moves, if it's in replays, it moves in two different speeds, one for zoomed in mode and one for zoomed out mode. In battle itself, it doesn't really shift much.
Enemy battleship foundered.
Amazingly enough, the Hood does not use his defensive fire, so you're able to get in there and get some good damage, so that's cool. I mean, you're already at 32 planes shot down, which is a pretty hefty total so far. Now, one thing to note too is going for strafes, you kill a lot of the ships quickly, but you're also not panicking the bombers, which means that they get the standard spread off.
Enemy battleship foundered.
Soli, that's a good point. Maybe he could be a little bit closer, especially since we know where the team is. He could probably risk being a little bit closer to the battle, and the reason for that, of course, is that his bombers and planes in general will cycle quicker. So that's a good point. SAT, he is manual dropping with his bombs, it seems. Hard to tell. Unfortunately, with the way the replay controls are, it's difficult to know exactly what's going on. Now, at this point, you've got the point lead, you've got the cap lead, but you're down ships. So, you need to help your team kill off ships, and those destroyers are still alive and kicking. Killing destroyers wins games, more often than not. You guys are only on one destroyer, they've got two, so they've got a significant advantage when it comes to torpedoing and basically knocking down your big guns. Now remember, air spotting of torpedoes has been nerfed by 50% in a recent patch. So Akatsuki, there you go. He's detected again, and this is where it's your job now to go and keep him perma spotted, and you're not doing that. And what's going to happen now? You are. Fortunately, the King George has dodged those torpedoes, but I don't know. He might go down quite easily, anyways. Nice drop on the Frederick.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
I don't understand. He's missing with his strafes. So you, I guess you could say you won the CV lottery. You're more skilled than the enemy is, and what that means is you have a significant advantage for your team. That being said, the team can still find ways to lose. You've given up on spotting that Akatsuki. I have a feeling that Akatsuki is going to come back to haunt the team. He's been haunting the team so far a little bit here. We've got torpedo bombers coming in on the Nagato. You got to get that guy defended. One thing I don't like about carrier play, I feel like a lot of people, when they see a carrier, they expect the carrier to defend them from all attacks, and it just doesn't work like that. You know, that Nagato should not have been off on his own like that. He should be staying with the Indianapolis for defensive fire and anti-air. That was a mistake on his part, and he's paying the price for it hard. Now he's going to get set on fire and get killed. There's no reason to send both fighters up to the Akatsuki. I would only send one fighter squadron up there. Probably squadron number 2, since it's lower on ammunition. Now you suddenly care about the Akatsuki, but I mean, who do you want to go after him? Do you want the Nagato and the Indianapolis to leave B cap to go after him? Do you want the Asian Yang to go after him? I mean, you're at the point now, you see, where this destroyer and this destroyer are both huge threats, and they're on the complete flanks, and they're just going to get flanking torpedo shots. Here's the Asian Yang doing things to the... Yep. One squadron of torp bombers. Okay, that's good. There it goes. Now you could also be torpedoing the smoke of the Xian Yang and trying to get him off the board. Instead, well, you saw what just happened here. So you've given up on spotting the destroyer again.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
What's up, Wraith? How are you, sir? Now, your lone dive bomber, it looks like you're sending him to the Xian Yang. And congratulations, you found the Essex. You're about to get a full 3 cap, that's good. 121,000 damage is not bad. And there goes the Edinburgh, that's unfortunate. you... Oh well. Doing fine, thanks, Wraith. Yeah, you could have rotated the bomber so that you drop from a bow-stern perspective. Would have increased your chances of hitting him. What's up, Halcyon? Hey, you're gonna win pretty soon here. Assuming the Xian Yang doesn't get killed. Those of you watching, I turned off all the standard mods that I usually run with. What do you guys think? Do you like it better this way, or would you prefer to see the mods? And that's the end of the game.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
So, those of you watching, any comments, anything you'd like to share with Mr. Avenged December 7? I think for me it would have been, you got to work with the team to kill the destroyers. Get them off the board as quickly as possible. Worry about the battleships later. That would be my suggestion. You guys like the weeb mods, okay? Alright, we'll keep it with the vanilla. That's fine. So next replay here that we're going to pick is a Mogami replay. Yeah, health bars would allow you to see the overall situation better. I do agree, Edge. But I don't know that I want to spend the time to set up one mod on S-Lane. So, I'm lazy, sorry. I don't have a lot of time today, and I want to try to get a bunch of replays in. So I'm going to be leaving the country this coming week. I'll be gone for several weeks. So